My name is Tarla Patel and I'm one of the co-founders of COVert Arts. We're a collective of creatives and artists, and we are from different backgrounds, and we're all situated in Coventry. The group came together in October 2020, and we came together because we wanted to see artists such as ourselves and people like us represented. We wanted to give people a space to show their work that would never approach an arts collective or have experience approaching to get their work seen. And we came together and we produced the Rises exhibition with the help of Fargo Community Fund. And with this fund, we've managed to show 17 artists and 2 groups. The work itself is an eclectic mix of photography, textiles, sculptures, paintings, and print. And it's an amazingly wonderful feeling to have done this with the collective and for people to come and see their work, and for artists to show their work as well. So we're very proud, and we do hope to continue with this success and watch this space.
So I'm Chenine Bhathena, I'm the Creative Director for Coventry City of Culture Trust, and this afternoon I've been down here at the box at Fargo Village, where there's a fantastic exhibition of some of the really great creative emerging talent coming through the city. A fantastic exhibition which has been supported through the Fargo Community Fund. And what we've got here is a whole platform of artists who have come together, probably because we're City of Culture. They've been given this incredible gallery space, and there's some beautiful pieces of work, some real imagination and creativity, lots of different methods of art as well, and different materials. And it's just a joy to see all the creativity coming out of the city.
My name's Amara and I'm exhibiting my work at the Rises exhibition in Fargo Village at the Box. My work is mainly digital and mixed media. Themes in my work are female empowerment through fantasy and narrative. I'm an illustrator first and foremost, but I do digital work, graphic work and animation. I love to use lots of colours, and I hope that my work can inspire people to be brave and express themselves.
My name's Amanda and I'm part of the COVert Arts exhibition, The Rises, and I'm also part of So What, this textile project that was sponsored by the Arts Council of England. We used the sashes that came from Artichoke's Processions project in 2018. And we sewed 1 or 2 words during lockdown that we'd never had sent to us. The project grew, and we ended up with ribbons from all over the world, which we created into a large lantern, which will eventually be shown at Folks Hill Creates and then Carnival of Lights. And the idea is to shine out the words of the women. I feel a great duty and a great honour to do, to honour their work really, and so what better way of doing it than in a 6-foot lantern through a Carnival of Lights in Coventry, City of Culture.
I'm Mark Andrews. I'm a Coventry-based illustrator and artist. I'm here quickly to talk about my work at the exhibition, the Rises exhibition at the Box at Fargo Village. My work has been described previously as a sort of visual treasure hunt, and what it does, it references the imagery and lyrics of music that has inspired me throughout my life. It's mostly progressive rock, which is, for anyone who doesn't know, is normally very kind of colourful in its imagery, and it turns into the most wonderful ideas which can then be turned into a picture, which the fans of the music can decipher and understand what I'm talking about. It's a way of sharing our fandom through the medium of illustration.
I'm Kitty and I'm at the Rises exhibition in Fargo Village. My art consists of sculptures, paintings and resin stuff, so mixed media. And what I have today is a fantasy-based exhibition. So the stuff I've based on life, how you roll a dice and you don't know what your day is going to be like, and the struggles and the highs, and how money has always been an issue, and that we always have to have money around us. And then the moose is to represent depression and the beauty of it, and also the darker side of during the pandemic and how we have to adjust to things.
My name's Betty. This is my work at the Rises exhibition in the box in Fargo. Just a bit about my work. I'm a fine art graduate, but I'm a nurse, which is basically animal. So I do art of an evening. My speciality is acrylic. I like landscapes, and during the pandemic I kind of was still working obviously, so I got to see a lot of the world kind of quietly, and saw nature reclaiming the land, and I was just able to see a lot more because the hustle and bustle had gone. And it was nice. I'm not saying the pandemic was nice, but it was nice to see the city in a different way. And my work, it is kind of, there's a lot of photography, a lot of pastel, a lot of charcoal, a lot of pencil, a lot of mixed media. And here we are. These are my journeys coming home from work after a night shift, and just kind of different parts of the journey and getting closer to home and the security of home. I think there's something quite nostalgic about the journey and landmarks in particular, whether it's journeys from childhood or a familiar journey that you do every day. There's always something that you see and it triggers something you think, I'm nearly home. And there's a lot of comfort in that.
Neil McNaught, I'm a photographer. Living in Coventry, and I'm at the Rises exhibition, and there's a selection of my work just behind me. I suppose how you define what I do, I'm a street photographer, so I wander around with my camera taking pictures of what I see, and sometimes I think sometimes they come out alright, and hopefully these ones behind me are some ones that came out alright. I do stuff here in Coventry, and I do stuff when I travel.
My name is Edgar, and I'm a part of this great exhibition, Risers exhibition. My artwork are about upcycling art and connection with the earth. So all respect we should give to the earth and nature. So I use the recycled and upcycled material and cardboard, the packages I was collecting during the few months ago, and I was drawing on them. The aim of the project was making connection and using art as a therapeutic purpose for well-being and for feeling relief, and in the meantime respecting for not using the limited sources. For example, I'm using the recycled paper, and I never use white paper because they use bleach for making them. So, actually the monotone, the color looks beautiful, and the brown background of those packages are looking great as well. Or I used to draw on the magazines. So during the lockdown, the team I was working with regarding my project of art therapy, people were shielding at home, and people had problem for going out and buying and make preparing the art material. So we use anything we had at home to recycle and upcycle and do an artwork via them. So it was a great achievement for myself and for the team.
Okay, my name is Ravindra Patel. I'm a digital photographer. I experiment with photography in different formats. I'm mainly interested in people, documentary photographs, and the environment. Usually I'm behind the cameras, so it's unusual for me to explore myself, to reveal myself. I'm interested in what is called the world we take for granted, or what I call the hidden world, unseen world. And what I'm trying to do is capture that unseen world that we take for granted. And usually I think about how I take a photography, but sometimes I do it by instinct. And sometimes work I produce either turns out to be nothing or something special. And it's a bit like exploring. There's lots of data and the relationship between people and myself. And it's a challenging thing to do. And I do a variety. I mean, the picture of myself is a reflection of my work. And so I'm usually an invisible person. So when I come out, it's what I call and it's more like a direction. You have an idea, but when you have different moods, you have different directions to take photographs of. And it's an unknown journey. You don't know what to produce. And it's life. You just don't know.
Hi, my name is Chelle and I'm here at the Box in Fargo Village, part of the Rising exhibition. My work is a collection of found objects and collages that have been collected around my bedroom. Found objects are located in my bedroom in boxes that I've kept for many, many years, that are treasured memories. The collages represent each. I like my work to be repetitive, executed and precise precision, including postcards, post stamps and everything you see is mine. Every little aspect of my work is Jar is a collective of objects that mean a lot to me, especially my passing government contacts who sadly passed away. And to remember him by, I have collars and whispers to remind me that he's always with me no matter what.
So I'm good. I'm an abstract artist and I'm at the Fargo in the box. The prioritises exhibition, and I want to explain to you about the painting. It's about my emotions and feelings and how I express myself in different ways, and to releasing everything really into it. And I'm a bright and bubbly colours and reflect on the bright and bubbly person I am as myself.
Your story written, so just as Coventry had one story, we now have a new story, and especially as we're now entering the city of Coventry, we're writing our narratives as a city. So this is my tribute to that journey that we're all on this year. Let me rewrite your story, taking the threads of who you always were to me. Let me weave a new tapestry of who I created you to be. Let me take your mess and your knots and your bumps and scars and wounds that used to define you. Hand this old picture to me. I will turn it around and reveal the masterpiece of you. Let me rewrite your story. You are my poetry, my beauty, my royalty. Each piece of you designed like a priceless piece of jewelry. You were never faulty, like a broken dolly, which had run out of battery. Let me rewrite your story, plug yourself into me. Let the mains of love be the source of your resource while you rest in my peace. Love gently, like a baby. I'm your safety and security, and there's no fear in me. I created each piece of your anatomy exactly the way I wanted it to be. Brown skin, brown hair, brown eyes is my creativity. I'm your sculptor, lovingly crafting you in my own image. You're a gift to me, precious and free, not how others defined you, as invisible and unwanted and unseen. Let me rewrite your story, her story, as present and free. Let not others define you, let me refine you, as I rewrite you as a love letter, a hope-filled queen.
Yeah. Please wake up. Please wake up to the rapture of the deep that was hidden in your beauty, as if you were asleep, that was locked within your throat like a name you couldn't tell, that's coiled in your palm. Ah, don't drop those. That rang like a bell. When you laughed or you smiled or saw something filled with awe, because that's what I love in you, because that's what I saw when the magic leapt between us, stepped through that door. Open spaces hold no danger, it's the emptiness inside, and our sorrow and our need, where we struggle with our pride, and the set of daft ideas that we have about ourselves, my dear, that is really gonna hurt us. So please take my hand, we'll step out into the land of beyond together. Thank you.
This is the men from the drawing office. We were the parts that designed the parts that made the parts. Our 2B pencils joined screws and chains and levers, turned rods and cogs that birthed tractors. Tractors as red and British as post boxes, or as grey as the smoke from our pipes. TE20, 35X, 290, 8:30 till 4:30. We worked in parts of inches, then parts of millimetres. We were the base units of the agricultural world and could trace our family trees through humbers and stingers. We were born from roots and damers, and we still whistled and sang after emergency meetings in cold community centres where drafts of a new build estate the size of a factory were displayed to us. We were the parts that watched the parts being blown apart. Our 2B pencils stowed safely behind our ears as they inserted the dynamite under the old ADCO tower. Only then did we realise that our castles were as delicate as paper, that they could be ripped from drawing boards and discarded.
My first poem is quite deep. It was written shortly after the Sarah Everard murder. Here we go. Girls dart around words spat out by savage mouths. It becomes a dance in the street, every street. A flailed limb dodging a catcall, moonwalking away from being pinched on the arse. Some girls glide like ballerinas, sliding smoothly away from the sounds. Others heckle, heavy-footed heaving to get away from the heckler. It is not a dance that we are taught, nor one we have to learn. It is natural as piss, steam rising, thick as outrage. The dance we do goes back centuries, a trying tyrannical tradition. It sounds obvious, like you notice every jerk, every lock, but most are blind to it. Some ignore it. So the dance will continue, like it or not, because women don't ever get to stop.
We are blue, sky blue, sea blue. The sea our ancestors crossed, the ribbon that our ancestors wove. And the city makes us blue, spitting us out and chewing us up until we are washed up upon the shore. Only there is no shore. We are the centre of the centre, 3 miles down from the UK centre.
So there's no shore to land upon. So we just keep on pushing, making our own scene of washed up scumbags with nowhere to go. Our only motive is to follow a piece of wood on wheels, pulling us down to herbs, for a good sesh of maybe an hour or two, until somebody pulls out their herbs, and we're moved along after we've been paraded around like a show pony. Back to being the city scum. We are amongst the terrible company made out to be one of the many villains of the city of villains. And they pull us away. But we resist the pull, and instead we push along to the next spot, wherever it be. We wanted to nollie heel flip that stair set anyway. So we just keep on going and going until we are washed up, and we come back the next sunny day and go back to it again, to that same repetitive shit. Again and again and again. And if it gets dark or wet, we are not pulled, but we push on to the next spot. Day after day after day, until our sunshine finally goes away.
My house is now the ocean floor, serene, so silent, so left alone. Some nights are dreams of noise and life, dark nights of phantom starry skies, bright blue waves, warm grey gravel, salty, humid, sandy marble. My joined hands towards the surface, but right before I make the move, a music, loud, distorted, out of tune, shatters the layers of the sea, voices, ugly, rude, chaotic, yelling, singing, laughing. What else is left apart from skies, apart from warm, bright, salty sights, violent howls, deceitful yearnings, dirty funds to buy more waste, walls with signs of sunny summers, built with bricks of blood and burgers, eyes towards the ocean floor. The greenest bed has turned to fire. The pain has spilled, the torment spoils. Who am I? I float as air, I fly as water, as passing wind, as flowing stream, the cliffs, a tree. What else is left for me to be?
It's going to be a freestyle. I might close my eyes in between because I like to connect with the energies all around us. If we come from the stars, then we're all here, we're all human beings. Some of us say we're dirty, others say we're clean, but we are human beings, and we are the people who have the power. Too long we sit down and watch the TV and connect to that negativity. We don't feel like humans anymore. Eating biscuits, eating rubbish, talking all that negative spirit. How is it that we humans have evolved so far and so long, yet we feel so lost, yet we feel like we can't even do anything, which makes us feel great inside? Every day, clicking, searching on these robots, on these screens. You know what I mean? Don't you feel angry inside that you can't say hello to your sister on the other side of the road? Don't you feel angry inside that your brothers, that you can't even save them and say hello? Don't you feel angry like me when I start speaking like this? And I want you to hear this, because inside all of us are humans, but we go and black out like an eclipse. If you can hear me, then the next song is for you. Thank you for listening. I love you too.
Them and us. As a child, my parents told me many stories about them and us, they said. We are not welcome here, they insisted, but I was naive and innocent, never quite understanding what they meant. I did not hear my mother's laments about trying to parent so far from home, hoping and praying to make this bleak country her own. Instead, I heard constant rejection and dejection. I heard my mother's tongue, but all of the words sounded weird and wrong, not at all the melody that it should have been. I was blind to the shames of my father's feet, a doctor in Nigeria, wisdom and skills in the UK now obsolete, now driving a bus to make ends meet, studying a new degree, unhappy with the state of things, but doing what he could to bring bread home for his children to eat. No, as a child, all I saw was love, family and opportunity. I saw all that the big wide world had in store for me. I thought that if I put my mind to it, I could achieve anything. I did not see race, ethnicity, colour or creed, just unity and diversity. I I had no fear being born and raised in a London council estate, everyone from everywhere just getting along together, learning to love without boundaries and borders. Though rough around the edges, I felt at home. I did not think about my race until I got to my GCSEs and AS. Until I got my GCSEs and AS grades, people were astounded, shocked, surprised, flabbergasted that a girl like me, parents came with benefits, second generation immigrant, a girl from a council estate, a girl living from a poor family, living off a bursary, could have such high aspirations, motivation, dedication, getting straight A's, applying for Russell Group universities, interviewed by Oxford. So smart, they said, and awed, so diligent and intelligent. No, they didn't expect so much from a black girl. As I grow older, all I see is divisions, labels and fears. They try to tell me that there was diversity in the student body, but no one can tell me where all of the black postgraduate PhD students and academics were. It leaves me reading, seeing this quite clear glass ceiling that everyone is blissfully ignoring. They tell me that cultural diversity is celebrated, yet they don't even try to say my name, instead a shorter version, because before they even try or ask for permission, though I guess that's better than avoiding to say my name or addressing me, because 8 letters causes so much difficulty, like Benjamin, Ashley, Brittany and Isabella. Yes, of course, cultural diversity is celebrated. I saw this acceptance. My best friend was hit by an angry woman proclaiming that she was a terrorist, and everyone just walked on. I saw it too when my brother, fed up with constant racial profiling, refused a stop and search and got arrested and beat up by 10 police officers. But yes, of course, I am told by people that if there are any issues, any discrimination, anyone who treats me like I do not belong, that I should say so, because zero tolerance policy. But of course, it is of course angry when I talk about the struggles that ethnic minorities face. They don't see race. They say that they don't see race. They say that they don't see race and ask me stupid questions why Nigerians just don't speak English or another useful language. They proclaim Commonwealth when they came into my country, killed so many, took oil, left the land barren, and when they mock us for pidgin English and complain that there are too many bloody foreigners coming here from here and there, make British great again, you know? The same people who cannot even say the word race, they skirt around my skin colour and ethnicity with the gesturing and referencing without quite saying, because it's so awkward. Yes, so awkward. I get how it feels. I feel so constantly exposed and naked because everyone sees me. I am the brown girl sat in front of that lecture theatre answering and asking questions with the difficult to say name and fake hair with skin colour that has become my identity, a label from which you can draw me out of the crowd of. And I dare say it in insecurity, because I always question if I am treated a certain way because of my race. Did that security guard follow me around, darting from aisle to aisle because I'm brown? And when I get rejected for a job, is it because I put my non-English name on the application? And though everyone keeps stressing that they are so loving and accepting, am I the odd one out? You see, my parents told me about them and us. I dare say they were right, quite right indeed, but I boldly say that they were also wrong, because there's so much fragmentation. Looking at our free and fair civilized country, there's so much adversity. If you're even slightly different, parents disowning their children because of their sexuality, even looking within my own black community, there's such stupidity like colorism, where lighter people are considered prettier, and mixed race people are told that they could not possibly understand with their white privilege. And back at home in Nigeria, Christians are persecuted and homosexuals excommunicated. There is a them and the us, but quite frankly they are us who put conditions, constraints, borders, boundaries on love, us who love our own but think it is okay to discriminate people who are not the same. Quite honestly, we could all do with loving with the innocence and naiveties of a child.
The savages. The boy with wings, burning like a star, a coat of lead, bird shit on a broken wall. The tattooed girl, in minds of saddened men, the wriggle and the squirm, coming back to life again. An avaricious thing, the orchestra of kings, all the culture in the broken wall. Torn curtains, tea for one, other things remain unseen. Upon a bench, young love and its caress. And across the silver sea, underneath the falling star, the savage quiet grows and will return. the boy with wings, burning like a shining star, a coat of lead. Upon a bench, young love and its caress.
I would never have spoken, but I had truly been awoken. Now I had a decision to make. Was I still gonna walk alongside the blind, or was I gonna leave this life behind? But you see, even though I'd now seen the light, I wasn't in the right frame of mind to make this decision at the time. See, I still wanted the world. I didn't want God, because I believed if I followed him, all the excitement in my life would stop. I couldn't have been more wrong. You see, it took me a while to accept Jesus Christ's invitation, because I thought being a Christian would be boring. Oh, how I was truly mistaken. Because what I soon began to realise was everything I'd been doing up to that moment was powered by deception. I was alive in the flesh, but the more I submersed myself into this rave culture, I realised I was dead in my transgressions. The more my eyes opened, the more empty I felt. I was walking around on this earth, but sometimes I swear I felt like I was in hell. No joy, no life, no purpose. My life I was abusing. All the life had been sucked out of me by the very things I was consuming. Alcohol, weed, ecstasy and porn. I'm telling you, sometimes I would look in the mirror and I would look so forlorn, but hey, we've all got flaws. That's why I always have to give my man Jesus a round of applause, because it was him who set me free. It was him who gave me eyes to see and now see. It was all the devil tempting me, but thank God I can now do all things through Christ who strengthens me. See, I'm no different to anyone else. I just fell victim to a disease called sin, but I found a cure in Jesus. Now he's my medicine. And when I started to take him on the regular, I'm telling you, the results were just spectacular. There started to be more light at the end of that dark, dingy tunnel. And now I realised I was just in a muddle. That was just a stage I had to go through, and who do I praise for that? Well, I've said his name enough today, so I think you already know who. I now realise progress is a gradual process. The more sins I professed, the more I progressed, more joy and peace attained, more wisdom gained. And the sweetest thing about God's grace is you can't earn it. Everyone on this earth undeserving, but come to him with a humble heart and he'll embrace you like you deserve it. It's only now that I understand the true meaning of worship. See, we think it's to worship a higher being, but lately what I've been seeing is worship is so much more. It's whatever takes up all your thoughts. It's what's always on the agenda. It's whatever is in your life that is at the centre. For me, it used to be the feeling these drugs used to bring me, yes, that false elevation. I used to love that feeling of intoxication, but as I became awakened, it started to change its sensation, and then all it brought me was emotional deprivation. Seriously, I used to love the rave culture until I realised it was a setup by Satan, and it's mad because all that culture talk about is drugs. Yeah, there's still no substance to their conversation. My question to you is, what is it that you worship? Maybe it's a person, a thing, or even your occupation. Maybe what I'm saying is causing you some aggravation or even agitation. Maybe you think what I'm saying is just a load of false indoctrination, but hey, I've got to say it because the world's my congregation. I'm telling you, faith is the only thing this walk entails. Put your full faith in God and his love will always prevail. Tough times will still come your way, but he will never fail. That's why I'm doing life for Jesus Christ. I know I don't want bail, because it was a crazy moment when my eyes first opened. The things that I was feeling at the time, I'd never have spoken, but I had truly been awoken.
Once upon a midnight dreary, as I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, as I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly I hear a tapping, as if someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, rapping at my chamber door, only this and nothing more. Distinctly, I remember, it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember brought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I'd wish the morrow, vainly I'd sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, shall we name Lucia forevermore. Then, with each silken, sad and certain rustling of each purple curtain, which filled me with fantastic, never terrors, never dreamt before, and it was to still the beating at my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, only this and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so faintly you came tapping, and so gently you came rapping at my chamber door, that scarce I was sure I heard you." Here I flung open wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more.
Okay, let me actually just speak. As I am speaking, so what is it to speak? Is it to, speak the nuances, the details, to put the book down? Born out of creativity, what is it? Is it to design the moment, like the scriptures? Building these pictures, architecture, wow, what is it? So it's like these columns, these beams, I started to study architectural technology. What is it? My dreams. Hold on a minute. Every other minute that unravels itself, one must write out this picture. What is it? The blurb, the context, the contents. Is it the page? Every other age? What is it? I don't know. So I'm trying to figure out these equations. My maths teacher told me, "Debbie, make sure you stick with maths. Mathematics." I was in set 2. Arguably, I should have been in set 1. However, the way in which we behave and things, they matter. So set 2 it is. However, I didn't listen. So I picked sociology, English language, and communication and culture. Why? These are the questions one must understand. Sociology taught me there's a psychology to how society works. There's a way in which things can work. Hold on a minute. Let's go back a bit. What is it that works? What works? What doesn't work? Hold on a minute. There's so much hold on a minute, but wait, now is like now, but the now is different to that now. But it's still the same now. But wait, hold on, it's all now, like how? So one must figure it. What if I stumble? So I must keep it humble, for everything matters. And decisions determine destiny. Decisions determine destiny. The decisions we make and don't make. What are we making? Who am I collaborating with? Who am I talking to? What are we conversing about? Where are we going? Where do we wish to be? How do we wish to be? Holistic health, generational wealth. As if to say they're in conjunction. So I say in these meetings, hey guys, how can we do it? I wish to meet maybe Steve Jobs. However, I missed out. But it's okay. There's different people in here. How are you? I'm Demetrius. Nice to meet you. Let's connect. Visionaries HQ, please, follow us. Please, if you have any advice, show me. I need guidance. It's as if to say it's so dramatic. However, it's true. People are passing away. There's so many atrocities going on in the world and it hurts.
Time delays, time stops, but it never stops. Time is a healer, time is a teacher. Time makes it better. Patience, hope, faith, and love. So I think at this point it's going to be a closing point for us, and it's been amazing, it's been emotional, it's been inspirational, it's been everything. I am so grateful for being in this city, in Coventry. I've been here for 10 years, and in the last 10 years I've been growing and growing as a person, and I love my community, and I love my people, and I love my tribe.